So before I start the topic, I just want to get your confirmation that you all have completed the hands-on, right? Yesterday in the class itself, you have completed the hands-on. Wherever you were blocked or whoever are lagging behind, you could have watched the recording and have completed the hands-on. Also, WhatsApp group is there, right? You can post your queries there, anything you have during your hands-on. So have you all completed your hands-on till yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, okay. Whoever haven't, just get started and complete. Make sure that you are doing your hands on completing it.
Yesterday we have not done rebase, right? Rebase we have not done, right, ma'am? Or we
Yeah.
have done? Okay.
Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
you are audible.
Am I loud or is it low? Just checking the audio. Someone saying it's low. Am I loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's get started. Yeah, yesterday we have completed with the rebase topic. Today we'll go to the remote repositories. Let me launch the repository. So this is my VS Code editor. If still whoever in the learning, I mean in the first stage of launching your projects, this is how you should do. Launch your VS Code editor, open the folder, go to your desktop. I mean wherever you have your project folder, select that and open this one. On the left hand side, you will see the file explorer. Also, you can launch the terminal in the same Visual Code editor. Go here and say new terminal so that you would see the terminal. Also launch the bash terminal. If you are on Windows, if PowerShell is opening, there's a plus icon here and the drop down. So select bash from here. Right? This is how you should launch your terminal and set it to bash terminal. In case if it is launching anything else, make sure you're launching a bash terminal. All right. So till now we have learned many things, right? Like we have learned from the basics. What is a working directory, staging area, local repository. Then we have learned about the diff commands, the ignore commands, and then we have learned about revert, reset, branching, merging, merge with conflicts, without conflicts. Right? These are all the things we have learned. So today let us get into something like the remote repository. We have done lot many things on the local. At this point, let me grab this diagram. Like I told you in the day one, this architectural diagram should be in your mind throughout, right? So till now we are working on this part. Sorry. Till now we are working on this local repository. We are here from working directory to staging area to local repository. We are working till this part. Now, okay, let's assume, okay, we are ready with our local. Let's push to remote. Right? So what is this remote repository? Remote repository is nothing but online management system where you can host your local repositories like Git. It's an online management system where you will be hosting your local repositories and where you can share, collaborate with others. Right? So examples of remote repositories are GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab. All of these works like a remote repositories. The best example, I mean, GitHub and Bitbucket are almost very closure and very similar. If you know Bitbucket, you can easily work with GitHub and vice versa. They are very, very similar. You don't need additional learning at all. They're almost similar. The terminology, the UI may be different. I have worked with both of them. They're almost similar. So we'll be using GitHub in this course. So what is GitHub? How to push our project to GitHub? All of that we'll see today. So let's get started now. Let's go to our local first. So this is the one I want to push to remote, right? Hmm. So now if I want to push to remote, I need an address to do that. So just go to github.com. Simply go to github.com. Like any Gmail account or Facebook or anything, create a free account. You can create a free account on GitHub. You'll get some username and password, obviously. So create a free account here. So now this is the GitHub, and here, yeah, we are going to push our code here, right? So you can have your repositories created here, like go to new and create a repository because you need an address to push, right? So just go to new, create a repository, give some name, repo1. I'm giving a public repository. So just a public one, create a repository. It will create an empty repository. You will see HTTPS URL, copy this, come to your local. Now I want to connect this local with this repo one on GitHub. So what I should do? Git remote, git remote add origin, this URL which I have copied. What is remote? Remote is like you are pushing to remote, add origin. Origin is a keyword or alias name where you can put the remote repository address. So you need to create this origin address in your local so that from next time onwards you will not refer with the entire address, rather you will refer with the origin. Means origin is a keyword or else a alias name or else a variable, whatever you call it, where you can store the GitHub or remote address. Next time onwards, you will simply say git push origin. What is origin? Origin means your remote repository address. Right? You may give any name to origin. You may give X, Y also. It's a variable like which can hold some value. But origin is more widely used or the standard. So I'm using origin as a keyword. Now it is connected. You can see git remote -v means verbose. You can see push and fetch links you are seeing. Perfect, it's connected. Now what you can do, git push origin master means git push origin means the remote address or master and the branch which you want to push. This should push the remote, but for the first time when you are running this, it will prompt for the credentials. It will prompt for the username and password. So what is the username and password you should provide? Remember one thing, it's a public repository. Even though it's a public repository, to push your changes means to, in layman terms, to upload your changes there, you should have the access to it. Whereas to download, to pull, you don't need a access. Anyone can download because it's a public repository. But to push, you need to have access and you need to provide the credentials. Which credentials would you provide? What credentials would you provide? What do you think you have to provide here when prompted for? When I run this, it will prompt for username and password. What are the username and password you would provide?
GitHub username and password.
So generally, yeah, people think that it's a GitHub username and password. That's right some time back, but now, yes, authentication wise, GitHub credentials you'll provide, but not username and password. Rather, we should provide the personal access tokens. Now, the authentication strategy of GitHub has changed to password access token methodology. So just go to settings. Developer settings,
personal access token.
go to the personal access token, and here you will see token classic. So here you can go and generate some token. Okay, generate the classic one, generate the classic one. It will prompt for the credentials. It is actually, I have said two-factor authentication. So let me put the credentials there. Oh, sorry. Okay, so give some name to your token, put the expiration limit. You may put 30 days or no expiration and select what you want to access. Select only the first one repos. The access token will be created, right? I'm just selecting 30 days, generate the token. So token would be generated. Okay, that's name is already there. Okay, give some name. Right, this is the token you would see. Only for the first time you will see it. Okay, next time onwards you will not see it. I'm deleting because I already have another one. Only for the first time of creation you will see it. You have to store it very safely because you wouldn't be able to access it anymore. Right? So this is another additional. So that's the one you have to give. Means whenever it prompts for password, you should give your username, any username you can give. You can give GitHub username or token name or random name, anything fine. But password should be that token generated. Okay, only one time it will ask. It's not for me first time, so it haven't prompted me. Only for the first time it will ask for those. If you set them, that's all. Next time onwards, it will not prompt on the system. So I have already given those, so it has pushed. So let's go to the project. Go to the repositories and repo one. Just now we have pushed master branch. So you can see here, right? All the files, all the commits, commit history, right? Just now I have pushed only master branch. So you can see master branch here. In this drop down, only master one branch. Is this much clear, everyone following along?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So this is how you can push to remote repositories. All right, let's push other branches also. Suppose you want to push other branch, git push origin B1. So B1 branch should also be pushed. Just come back and look at this. Refresh this, I should see two branches. See two branches. B1, if you want, you can select in the drop down. So B1 branch, all the files, B1 branch commits, you can see. Right? That's how you can delete, you can push the branch. Similarly, if you want to push any other branch, B2, just give the branch name. That's all. So B2 is also pushed. All the branches I have pushed here. Now you can refresh to see all the branches, right? 3 branches here in the drop down. You can see all of them. You can switch to whatever branch you want. Perfect, right? So, okay, fine. What if you want to delete any branch from the remote, or else what if you want to delete from local? Till now, we have learned creating the branches, right? We can also delete the branches. Particularly, you can delete the branches when, like we discussed the use case yesterday, right? It might be a temporary one, right? The branch might be a temporary case. So, how do you delete it? So, let's look into it. Git branch. Let's say delete this. Um, I'm first deleting from local. Okay, then we'll delete from remote. So git push minus t means delete. Let's say branch B1. See, here it is telling you this branch B1 is not fully merged. Are you sure you want to delete it? What happens if you delete a branch which is not fully merged? Yes. What happens if you delete a branch which is not fully merged?
I think
The
it's
changes
already
would be
merged.
gone. The changes would be gone. Whatever changes in this B1, if you
Ma'am,
haven't,
delete.
those changes will be gone, isn't it? So
Did
that's why it's giving you warning. Your changes may be gone. Are you still want to delete it? And to confirm, it's asking us to use capital D, right? That's how you would delete the branch. So it says deleted. Let me check here. Git branch. See, only B2 and master. But okay, I deleted the branch from local. Has it deleted from remote also? Obviously no, because you made the change in local, not on remote. See, B1 branch is still there. You still have a B1 here, right? B1 still here. But what if you want to delete from remote? There are multiple ways you can delete from remote. You can just go here. Please keep muted, everyone. Unless you have a question, please keep muted. Don't repeat along with me. Okay, if you know the answer, don't repeat, please. But if you have a question, yes, raise your hand and ask your question. But don't repeat, please. So here are the branches. Branches list, master branch, B2 branch, B1 branch. Here is the delete symbol. You can delete the branches here. When I ask for a question, please answer. When I'm explaining, don't repeat along with me. That will disturb other students. Some of you are repeating, so I'm telling this. When I ask for answer, please answer those questions. So B2 branch, B1 branch, you see a symbol, you can delete. It's pretty straightforward and easy, deleting from the UI. Is there a way I can run some command in local and delete it? Of course you can do. Just a second. So yeah, you can run some command from here and delete it by running git push origin delete b1, right? So git push origin, you are making a delete on remote. So if you run this, it says it is deleted. So you can check here, refresh and check that there should be no b1 branch. See, only 2 branches, no b1 branch. Got it, everyone? Creating remote repository from the UI, pushing from local, git remote add origin, git push different branches. Is this much clear? You can respond when asked for confirmation. Let me know if that is clear for all of you or any questions.
It's
Okay,
clear.
so that's how you push to, thank you, thanks for confirming. You push to remote. And there were 2 use cases we learned, right, on how to create local repositories. Do you remember? One is, let's say it's a new project, nothing on remote. So you do git init, like we did in our class in 2 days back. We created it, made the project and pushed to remote. Second use case could be there is already something old project or else running project. It's already a project which is there on remote. Now you join the team. You want to clone that and create a repo, right? How do you do that? Isn't it? So let's see this. Assume there is already a project, copy it and create a local repository. So now we are seeing the second use case of creating a local repository. Right. So you can now take any existing repository here, right? I have multiple repositories, you can use it, but just for any people who are doing the demo, this is how you can go ahead if you don't have any existing repos. Again, create a new repo. Okay, assume this is having some 100 files or 100 comments, whatever. Also, I can create a sample README file. Do you see here add README? README file is something which explains about the project. I'm creating it with some dummy README, create repo, so that you will have some file and some commit there. See, README file and README commit. Assume it has got 10 files, 10 commits, whatever, right? Whatever be the number, it's an existing project. So now I join this project. I want to copy it and create a local repository, right? Also, when you create from the UI, you will see the branch name is main. That's not an issue. It could be main or a master. That's fine perfectly. Now, I would like to create a local repository by copying from this remote. How do you do that? Where are we actually? PWD, present working directory. Where are we in the terminal? Git demo. Git demo is a local repository already, right? So inside the local repository, you cannot copy it. So just come out of this. CD dot dot will bring you out of this. Or else if you are not interested with the CLI, just go this way. Go to your desktop or somewhere like this and here you will run the command. So I'm on my desktop now in the CLI. Here run git clone. On the desktop I'm doing it. Git clone Here you can see code, click the drop down, you will see again the HTTPS URL. Git clone this one. What is the meaning of clone? What clone does? Clone means copy.
Use copy
Clone means
remote
copy.
repository to local system.
So clone means the dictionary meaning is copy, right? So it will copy from remote and create a local repository. It means it's creating another local repository. 2 days back, we have created Git demo, one local repository. This is another local repository. It will be creating by the name repo2. Means on your desktop or wherever you have cloned. See, I have seen the repo2. You will see .git, you will see readme. Means it has copied everything from remote and created a local repository. Whichever folder you are seeing .git means it's a local repository. So on my desktop, I have two local repositories. One is the one I created 2 days back, Git demo, which is having .git. The other one is nothing but repo2. Okay, so repo2, wherein I am .git is created here by doing git clone. Am I clear? Can I get confirmation from everyone?
Yes, I'm clear.
So if you want to go to this repo2, you can again just open that folder here. Open the folder, which is repo2. Okay, this is the folder. Again, you can launch the terminal as well, new terminal, which is showing your local repo2. You can also run git branch, you will see main branch. Everything is same, every command concept is same like you did it on git demo folder. It's also local repository. But the two use cases, one is created as an empty local repository and the one is created from a copy of remote repository. Right? So you can make some changes here as usual. Let's say I'm creating some file 1.txt. Right. So create this file 1. Okay, so just like as you, the same old story. So where is the file now? Yes. It is in the working directory, untracked file. So what you should do?
Yard commit.
Add the file, it goes into the staging area, and then git status, you see git commit -m, like a first file or whatever, some message. Right, done. Okay, let's say I'm done. I want to push to remote. What should I do if you want to push to remote?
Git push origin particular of your
Should we set origin or not? We need to set origin.
Git push URL.
We need to
Yeah.
put an origin, ma'am.
Here in the Git demo, we did this git remote add origin. Should we do this here also? You don't have to do this because whenever you clone, origin is set. See, when I do git remote minus v, origin is set. So I can directly do git push origin, branch name is main. That's all. Am I clear? The difference, understood the difference? Origin is already set here when you do clone. So you might have your changes pushed. See, file 1 and the new commit got pushed. Right? So that is how you push. Let us see few more interesting commands in the same lines. Good to proceed? Okay, this time, so let's say this is the project there, right? This could be shared by multiple DevOps engineers, developers, and so on. Multiple people would have been added here. See, you can add here, go to settings, add the collaborators, not here, this settings. Add the collaborators. Multiple people can have access. As of now, I am having access to it. But like, yeah, multiple people will have access. Like I pushed from local. See, like I did this git push origin, multiple people can be pushing it here, right? So when people are pushing the changes here, okay, let me do one thing. Assume that someone else have pushed the changes. I'm creating it from UI. From UI also you can make a commit. So here what I'm doing, file1.txt. Okay, let's say I'll create some other file, file2.txt. Okay, we generally don't commit from the UI, we push from local, but this is an option there. So I'm assuming someone else have pushed these changes. Okay, so yeah, like today some people have made changes, multiple people might be moving their changes here. Let's suppose I have cloned it yesterday, but by now so many people might have pushed their changes. What if I want to get those updates here? Means I want to keep my repository updated, my local repository updated with the changes on remote. How to do that? What should we do? Git pull origin. Git pull means it will pull from remote and put it in local, right? This is a kind of merge, like it will pull the changes and place it in local. So git pull origin main. So let's get the changes. Do you see that? You got the file, you'll get the commit also, git log one line, you can see the commit ID also, pull from remote. So to pull the updates, to keep your repository updated with the changes on remote, git pull origin will do. Right? Let me show you another interesting thing. So I'm making another commit, assume someone else is pushing their changes here. Let's say file3.txt. Some content, commit the changes. Okay, changes was pushed here. Now I want to bring the changes. So git pull origin will do. There is another command which looks and sounds similar to pull, which is fetch. Git fetch origin. See, it will give you this verbose, means it is telling you there were some updates, but those changes were not pushed if you see. Do you see that those changes were not pushed? Were not pulled to local. So what you have to do if you want to get those into local merged, git pull origin. Now you got it. Right? So these commands looks and works similar. The commands are clone, pull, fetch. These commands sounds and looks similar, but they are different. Clone is only for the first time you do it. It will create a local repository including .git. Right? That's a clone. Pull is you will get the updates. That's a pull. You will get only the updates. Fetch is, what does fetch does? Fetch will just tell you, show there were some updates, but it will not merge them to your local repository. So these commands looks and sound similar, but that's a difference. These are important from the interview perspective also, the difference between these three commands, which we commonly commit.
Fetch means, can you tell me once again?
It will just show you with some verbose like this. There were some updates, but it will not merge or download those changes. See, you don't see file3 when you do fetch. Only after doing pull, you will see the changes.
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Erase.
Git pull is used to fetch changes from remote repository and merge into the local repository. Yes or no? Correct or what?
Pull will get the changes from remote to local and merge it. Yes.
Okay, someone pushed the code into the remote in case of anything of new commit. What is the command in git pull or?
It depends whether you want to merge the changes or whether you just want to see the changes. If you want to merge the changes to local, git pull. If you just want to know whether there are updates or not, git fetch.
Okay, pull without auto match only for we can use.
What is meant by pull without auto match? I did
For
not
example,
mention that anywhere.
A specific of branch in pull a specific of branch we can use for this git pull origin main anything.
Git pull or main.
Yeah, it's a specific of the branch, right?
Pull
Once
commands are specific to branches only.
without auto merge. I think is you are already git pull
Means
merge.
I'm not understanding what is meant by without auto merge. Git pull origin main will pull the changes. What is meant by without auto merge? Please elaborate your question so that I can help you in a right way. Elaborate your question. Pull origin means without auto merge means what is meant by that? Meanwhile, yeah, so this is how you pull your changes to your local repository, right? So we have seen the cloning part, pulling, fetching, right? And we have seen how to create local repositories in two ways. One is through Git init, one is through Git clone. I believe this much is clear for everyone. So now we'll proceed with few interesting use cases. Let me know, appreciate your quick confirmations. Can I proceed?
Yes, yes, Preethi.
Thank you. Thanks, Mamta, for confirming.
Yeah.
So now let us take some use cases, the interesting use cases which everyone would be looking up to. So yeah, you can take any repository, repo 1, repo 2, or your any local repository and a remote one. Okay. Now, so this is the repository I have. Let us do one thing here. Okay. Here I'm just going here and creating some file 4.txt. Okay, new file for demo, and I'm committing that file 4. This is not there in my local, right? It's not there. This file 4 is not there in my local, obviously. That's okay. I'm not bothered about it. I'm just making some changes on my local. Okay, making some changes here. Okay, you know the story. Add this file 5. Okay, and commit this file. Git commit -m file 5 on local repository. Okay, done. Okay, so locally I'm working, also remote, many people will be pushing. So now what I want is I want to move my changes to remote. What should I do? What is the command?
Push or I think origin a particular of main
And the
branch
branch name.
name.
Git push origin, the branch name. This is how you push your changes, right? So what happens if you push now?
Local to
Let's see.
remote.
Let's see. Here it says rejected. Failed to reject some references. Updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. So what does it mean? See, whenever you are pushing your changes, you should always make sure you are doing a pull before you push, right? Meaning, always your local repository should have the latest changes. Then only you have to push your changes, right? Your local repository should have your changes always before you push them. The thumb rule is, in layman terms, the you should have a latest copy before you push. Because see, I might have cloned this morning, 10 o'clock. Let's suppose, okay, it's 7 o'clock now. Let's say I have cloned it 5 o'clock. In these 2 hours, many people might have pushed the changes. So whenever you are pushing your changes, first make sure you have the latest copy. So how to get the latest copy or the update? Git pull origin main. This is what you should do. First pull. Anytime you are pushing, first pull, then push it. So that you will not see this error. If you see this error, it's a reminder. If you missed the pull, it will show you. Pull it and then push back. Right? So this is the one you should do. But when you do this, what happens? Actually, you are trying to push one commit, right? But two commits will be pushed back. Meaning, listen this carefully. You are having here 5 commits, right? If I do this pull and after this pull, if I do push, they become 7 commits. Means 2 commit IDs will be pushed. I just want to push my changes, but unnecessarily it will add one more commit because you are doing a pull. Means it will get the update as one commit, your own local one as one more. So 2 commits will be pushed back. So to avoid this, what you can do? git pull origin main with rebase, right? So if you do this, it will make only one commit and it will push back. So this is the best practice. Don't do simple pull. Just pull with rebase. So now it says it has successfully erased. Now if you push this, see you got the file downloaded here. Now if you push, you should see only 6 commits here. See, only 6 commits. Understood everyone? File 5. This is what I want to push on my local repository. I made some comment. I want to push it. Just because I don't have updates, it's just pulling it, making one commit and then pushing it back as 2 commits, which I don't want. I want to avoid unnecessary commit IDs. That's where pull with rebase comes into picture. Yesterday we have learned a rebase concept, right? So it is a bit similar to that. Concept is same. You avoid unnecessary commits here. Right? So this is the rebase scenario, pull with rebase. We don't have any conflict in this scenario. Files are different. If this is clear, I'll talk about a conflict scenario. Good to proceed. Any questions in this pull with rebase from anyone?
Ma'am, how that 2 comments will come? Means we are doing only once now.
Already I want to push one commit here, right? Which I have made. Just now I made this
Okay.
file I want to push. But there was something on remote. So when I pull it, another commit will be downloaded, will be pulled to local, right? So this one I want to pull. Another one is pulled because there were some updates. Total 2 will be pushed back. But when you do with this kind of rebase, it will be just one commit that will be pushed back. When you are doing this, it will push only one commit. That's the importance of rebase flag. Rebase flag will take care of making only one commit when you are pushing back.
So how many time push that many time the comment will increase, right?
Only once it should increase with rebase. If you
Yes,
don't,
without rebase it will count the
it
okay, remove.
right now, let me show you another use case. See, conflicts happen on remote also. They're pretty simple, straightforward. Concept is same. Let me create some file here, assuming someone else have made this. File 6.txt. File on remote. Obviously, this is not on local. Someone pushed it. Here, I am also creating. You remember the concept of conflict. Why do you get a conflict, right? You get a conflict if it is the same file and commits are missing. And some commits are missing on remote. Same here. Commits are missing on the source. Here, source is our remote. Same concept. Okay, first let me create something here. Add and commit. Git add file 6. Git commit -am local changes file 6. Actually, this one I want to push. But what will happen if I try to push? What would happen now? Anyone?
File name conflict.
It will show error.
It will show error that you should first make a pull, isn't it? There are some pulls. Before you push, what is a thumb rule? What is a golden rule? You should make a pull before you do it. So if I do the normal pull without rebase, it will get a conflict will be there definitely, but it will make 2 commits. So what you should do? You should pull with rebase. Of course, you will get a conflict. Conflicts are good. You don't have to avoid them. It is telling you there was something which you need to take care of. That's all. But what you will do, pull with the origin. Pull with the rebase. Git pull origin main with the rebase. This is what you should do. Right? See, obviously the same thing because source is missing some commits. What is source? You are trying to push from local to remote. So here source is local. Local is not having some commit which is there on remote on file 6. So it is showing you can accept the current change or incoming or both. It's up to you. Edit the file and commit the results like we did. How do you resolve? Everything is same. Only the difference is between remote and local. Earlier, it's my own decision. But now you sit with the person with whom you got a conflict. Two people will sit, discuss because one person, this is a one person change. Current change is mine. Incoming change is some others. So we will sit together, decide which changes to keep, which one to ignore. The decision would be made by discussing with the people. That is the difference. Right? So you discuss, decide and make the changes to the file. I'm making this change. Save the file. What do you do when you make any changes? Same thing. Git add that file name. Okay. Then git rebase continue. Right. So that will continue the rebase activity. It will ask for the message. Some message like a local changes or whatever. Escape :WQ exclamatory. So done, right? So now you push the changes. Actually, your intention is to push. Now do that. They were pushed successfully. Earlier there were, okay, 8 commits. Earlier there should be only 7. Yes, this is the last one, right? This is the one pushed. It doesn't push 2 commits from local, right? This is pushed from local. It doesn't push 2 commits, only 1. Got it clear, everyone now? The concept of conflict from local and remote? Conflicts are same whether you see in local or from some other person on remote. How do you handle it? The concept is same. Only difference is you sit with the person with whom you get a conflict and resolve it. Any questions? Confusions? All of this is available in the lab assignments for your practice. Once you do the hands-on, things become crystal clear. Git will be very much interesting when you do the hands-on. You will learn the right way once you put your hands, like once you do the hands-on. As much as you play around them, you get comfortable with it.
Yeah, Preethi, just only for confirmation, can I ask now?
Yes, please.
Okay, but just only confirmation, not a question. Only for I'm a dilemma. Git push is also send your local commits to remote repository, and Git pull is also get latest code the remote and merge into the local branch, and merge is also combine the changes from one branch into the another branch, and Git fetch is hello.
Yeah.
It is only for Git pull is also download the changes from remote repository and merge them into the local branch. Git fetch is also download changes from remote repository but does not merge them, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Thank
this is
you.
the repo 2 and these are the actions you do on local repositories and remote repositories, right? Whatever we have learned till now is more than enough. Here I'll show you few more important things, few things which are interesting and important. So actually we are pushing to main branch, right? In reality, main branch will be protected branch, means it will not allow to push to main. What you can do from your local, you can push to, you can work on other branches and push other branches. That is perfectly all right. That's what you should do, right? Same like you are doing on main, you will just create another branch, git branch. Yesterday we have seen, right? This is what we do. Check out V1, git push origin B1. This is what we do. All the changes should go to another branches only. Will not work on main. Okay, you work on other branches. You make changes here. You do everything here. Then you push your branch this way. Git push origin B1. This is what you do. Oh, sorry. Git pull. Oh, sorry. Okay, did I push it? 1 minute. Okay, I did. All right. So yeah, so you push here. Okay. If suppose, okay, tomorrow we want any change. Okay, I'll make it in B1. Let's say file7.txt. Okay, develop locally. Any configurations develop locally. Add and commit. Add, commit. Okay, now push to origin. Git push origin B1. So file 7, your changes would be pushed. Okay, this is what you do. Don't push to main. Push to some other branches. Okay, fine. B1 is working fine. The concept is we'll learn that once we start our pipelines. I'm just giving you some idea. You are having main branch, B1 branch, B2 branch, whatever. Actually, from main, you create other branches. You develop here. You may give name as dev branch, staging branch, test branch, and so on. How they work is, so okay, I made some changes to dev. Will automatically trigger CI/CD for dev environments. Once this is successful, we will merge this B1 to staging, means dev branch to staging. Dev branch will be merged to staging. Merge means it makes a commit into staging branch. Again trigger CI/CD. Once it is successful, merge this staging to test. Run again CI/CD. Successful means then merge this test to main branch. That is what we do. Okay. So that's how your code changes from each environment. Code moves from each environment, from lower environments to higher environments through those merges. From dev, okay, once I made changes with B1 means it will automatically trigger CI/CD. If that is successful means I'll merge this to next environment, means let's say staging environment. Then again trigger pipeline for CI/CD. If it is working there means we'll again merge it to next branch and so on. Finally, we merge it to main branch. How do we merge it to main branch? Main branch commits or merges will be blocked. Main branch will be a protected branch. Admins will have that permissions, they'll do that. In that case, how do you merge to B1? Main, what you will do? Go and create a pull request. See here you are seeing pull request. That's called PR. In Bitbucket, it's called merge request. Like I told you, everything is same. Name might be different. Go to pull request, create a new pull request. From what you want to pull? I want to pull, I want to push from B1 to main. So it was showing what changes you have. B1 has got 7th file, which is not there on main branch. Create the PR. This PR will go to the reviewers. Like I told you, we can have multiple collaborators, users added to this project, right? That will be all taken care by the admin team. So they'll add the reviewers here. See, as of now, no reviewers. But you can add reviewers here, people there who will walk through your changes, review your changes, and approve it. Means I'm creating a pull request. Means you are raising a request to pull it. The reviewers will get this pull request. They'll review your changes. If they are good, they will merge it. I will not have access to merge. Reviewers will only have access because there were no one else except me. It was showing confirm the merge. Then this B1 will be merged to the main branch. This is the whole concept. Understood everyone? That's how changes goes to main. You should not directly commit. First of all, it will not allow. In our case, it's allowing, but those will be the protected branches which will not allow. Now you got the changes into main this way through the PR. See, it shows you PR pull request 1 is approved by this username. Username is Preethi from Preethi D is the username from B1 branch. That's how changes goes to main. Once changes are going to main means it will be a stable branch, production branch. It will not be interrupted or it will not be messed up with frequent changes. Only once all environments were passed, it will be into the main branch. Then that will go to the production. or that will be released to the prod environment, which will go to end users. Understood? So that's how branching works. We don't do work on other branches. Locally, let's say like when I clone, yes, I'll get main branch also, but I'll not work on main. I'll create some other feature branches or hotfix branches or environmental branches like dev staging. I'll create something, make my changes, push to remote to staging, dev or whatever. From there, once they trigger CI/CD, once it is successful, then it will be, I'll be raising a PR to merge into main branch. That's how always the systems would be stable, code would be stable, and always ready for deployments for production. Any questions from anyone in this part? How to create CI/CD? How does whenever you make changes to dev branch, how does it trigger CI/CD? That's another aspect of learning GitHub. That's a perspective we need mostly as a DevOps engineers. We will learn that also. But for that, we need to set up our Jenkins. We need to set up our the Linux server, and we'll get started with it. So this is all about Git and GitHub for now. Once we get started with Jenkins, we will learn GitHub from the perspective of pulling, triggering the pipelines automatically. Am I clear? Is the agenda clear? First of all, what we are doing, what we are learning, what are the things we have learned till now, what we would be learning? Are you following along?
Yes, Preethi. It's good.
Yes, ma'am.
It's real time. We can use it only for existing one, or we can use it this Git. Who is a DevOps engineer, doing only for take the URL and doing the work in configuration of Jenkins tool. How to create anything of integrations, jobs creations in Jenkins. How can you use this in Git of concept? Just only for that. It is not an what is only for that. It is not an important, right?
I did not know what is. You have to configure this and create the pipelines.
Yeah,
All of
it's
whatever we have learned is also important. From the day one, I'm telling you, everyone should know Git. You might not be a developer. DevOps engineers will
we can
also
use.
have configuration files and all. So whatever we have learned till now is about managing those configuration files, backup, maintain versions and all. Everyone should learn whatever I have explained till now.
Yes, ma'am. They can use it in go to for an organization. Take the is already doing the existing of the project, right? But take the credentials is giving the credentials. Ask for my credentials in my manager and take the URL. It's already
It
existing
could
project
be
will be there.
already existing project or it could be a new project. It could be either ways. It might be a new project also. Like we discussed two use cases. It might be you might be joining a already existing project or you might be joining a new project. So it could be anyways.
No, just only for confirmation, ma'am. Sorry for that. Sure.
So this is your repository, and yeah, we have seen about pull and push. One more thing, which we don't generally use, but yeah, another point is here fork is there, right? This is to fork any repositories and add it to your account. Like let's say there were so many open projects here on GitHub, right? Something related to Docker, search entire GitHub, right? Let's say some open source projects are there. Let's say if you have see search all GitHub some for some open source projects, some Docker open source projects. If you want to contribute or if you want to develop on some existing projects, you can fork it. Fork it means fork your own copy that will be added into your account. So you can make changes or develop on top of it. So that's another option you have. You can fork it. I have forked some of them. Uh, like a MediaWiki project forked from. You will see here. It's for this is the original one. So when you fork it, what happens? It's added into my account. I can make changes, push, pull. They would not be impacting the other projects, right? Means it will not impact the original one. So, but when anyone made changes in the original one, you would be notified about it. That's how you can use the fork. In our lab, you will fork my repositories and work on them. I'll show you which repositories you have to fork. We'll go to that part. But yeah, that's another or feature you have on GitHub. So that completes Git and GitHub about remote repositories and local repositories. Now we can get started with the Linux basics first. What I'll do is I'll explain you something why Linux is needed, and we'll work on creating an AWS account today. So AWS account is needed, a free account. We'll work on this now. Good to proceed?
Ma'am, if we
Preethi.
create the AWS account and the instance will be in AWS, so we'll connect him from local. And usual code is required or not required, ma'am?
I'll tell you what are all required. So let us talk about the OS fundamentals, or like just what is a OS, why we need Linux and all. And what are all the things we need, I'll explain you. What are the account you need, what is the tools we need here. So let me just give you an overview of very basic concepts about operating system. Every one of you know the operating system, right? Like you might be using something or the other operating system. Some of you might be having Mac, some of you might be using Linux, some of you might be using Windows, right? You'll be using something or the other operating systems. So everyone know what is an operating system. Like it's a like an interface between the user and the hardware, right? If you want to do some paints, or if you want to do some documentation, or if you want to write something or do any work, you will need an operating system. Even you want to play a game, you need an operating system. You cannot directly do on a hardware, right? So operating system works like an interface between the computer hardware and the user, and it also does a lot of things, like it will allow you do multitasking by keeping the task. If some tasks are idle, it will release the memory and allocate it to other things, and it will it will have that intelligence of allowing multitasking by managing the resources like CPU, memory and all, correct? So that's what an operating system does. When we talk about an operating system, you can understand all of this, whatever we discussed is done by a component called kernel. Kernel is the central component of the operating system. It makes the communication between hardware and software possible, right? So you can have the hardware and software communication possible with this kernel. It makes the communication possible. It makes the multitasking possible. All of that is taken care by kernel. That's a core component in every operating system. Here you don't have to learn about operating system administration or kernel and all. Just an overview I'm giving. And there are different types of kernels. Monolithic kernel, microkernel. Linux operating system uses monolithic kernel, which consumes more space, but they make it more efficient. Windows uses microkernel, which takes less space, but it's not performance driven, right? So Linux operating systems are more efficient and effective because of the kernel they were using, which is monolithic, and that's one of the reasons for making Linux more efficient and effective. Okay, and you know other differences. There were many other differences which you would understand or which you would explore once we start the hands-on. But here, let me tell you few basic differences. Linux is an open source, like you know, and free to use. Windows, you have to purchase the license. Linux is case sensitive, means Linux file system, the files, folder names are case sensitive. Uppercase is not the same as the lowercase, right? But Windows is case insensitive. Linux uses monolithic kernel, Windows uses microkernel. Linux is more efficient in operations as compared to Windows. Majority of the Linux systems doesn't have GUI. That's another advantage which makes it lighter and faster. GUI would be bulky and makes it slow. In reality, you should be using CLI more comfortably. That's how it works in reality, right? That's one of the reasons. And it is because of that kernel it uses, it is more effective, efficient, more secure as well. It's less vulnerable for thefts and attacks like in case of Windows. So these are all the differences that makes Linux more efficient and more effective. Just a second. Okay, these are some of the differences. The other differences you will be learning as we go by the hands-on. Okay, then, but why you are going for Linux? I mean, why do you need Linux for DevOps? It's not mandatory. Like I told you, DevOps is a methodology. Irrespective of the operating system, irrespective of the platform, you can implement it. But then it's used more on Linux for the reasons like some of the DevOps tools or majority of the DevOps tools, like I say, like Prometheus is a monitoring tool. It will monitor both Linux and Windows, but Prometheus should be installed on Linux only. Such dependencies are there. Even Ansible is a configuration management tool which will configure both Windows and Linux server, but it should be installed again on Linux server, right? Similarly, Docker. Docker is natively developed for Linux, but now you have Docker for Windows and Mac also, but it's native for Linux. So there were certain constraints or certain parameters which makes Linux more widely used. That is the only reason we will be learning Linux. If you are completely new to Linux, you don't have to worry about it. I'll go from the basics, whatever to whatever extent or whatever level we need, we'll be learning it. Right, we'll be learning at least the files, managing file system, navigating through files and folders is important, which we'll be learning. It's just another environment like Windows. How to open folders in Windows, how to navigate from folders, how to copy, how to move. These are the simple operations you perform on daily basis, right? Those operations you would have to learn on Linux. So actually for those operating files and folders, managing, navigating through them, you don't need a separate training. Just if you use them like you learned Windows, same is the case. So we will learn that and we'll get used to it. Don't worry about it. I'll take you through that part. So that's the reason for going for DevOps. Now comes the question. Okay, fine, but I have my Windows laptop. How do I have a Linux? Should I buy another laptop? Or what should we do? Is it a good suggestion to buy another laptop for just another operating system? What should we do? Are there any other alternatives possible? Alternatives available? What should we do? Anyone, any idea what we can do? What are the alternatives we have? If you need another operating system apart from the main operating system of your laptop?
Not needed another.
VirtualBox.
We can use
You can only for
Visual
download the in
Studio
Linux and
WSL Ubuntu.
Okay, so you can use some virtual machines, right? If you are aware, yes, you can use some virtual machines. So what we'll use, I'll tell you why we don't go for VMs, I'll tell you. Virtualization concept. Virtualization uses software to create an abstraction layer of computer hardware that allows hardware elements of a single computer, process, memory, storage, divide into multiple virtual machines. What does exactly mean? I'll explain you. See here, this is my laptop. Okay, this is my laptop. Let's say this hardware is a laptop. On that host operating system means some Windows or Mac. 1 second, give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. So host operating system, like you'll have some the Windows or laptop, right? On top of it, you'd install some hypervisor. Hypervisor is nothing but a software with which you can create the VMs, launch the VMs and all, like Oracle VirtualBox or Hyper-V and all. Above that, can have your operating systems running. Like means on your Windows itself, you can create a Linux VM and use it for your learning, right? That's what you can do. But if you do this, even they consume the resources from your main operating system only. Means you should allocate the resources. Like from the host, you should allocate the resources to it. Okay, like CPU, memory, you have to allocate to them. means you should expand the resource of your operating system, which is again expensive. Also, you should take care of backup and recovery of those VMs, right? Which is again time-taking process to maintain backup, recovery. If something goes wrong, you should fix it. You will have all this overhead of maintaining the resources for them, maintaining the backup, maintaining the recovery, all the maintenance overhead you would have, right? So, is there any other option? That's where comes cloud. But before that, let me show you. See, this is another kind of architecture, bare metal one, which companies, organizations will use, right? Means they'll have a hardware. On the hardware, hypervisor will be installed. And then the VMs. Means they need not have the host operating system. That's called bare metal architecture. You don't have to actually learn this, just some additional pointers. Means companies can have their own data centers. Companies will maintain their own data centers, isn't it? They'll maintain their own data centers. Again, they should spend amount on resources, a separate team to manage these data centers. They should work on maintenance, disaster recoveries if something happens, backups, all of that, which is again a lot of overhead where they need to spend lot of amount, lot of time, lot of effort. So even companies were not looking forward for this. What they were doing, they were looking for something called cloud. What is cloud? Cloud is a on-demanding computing resources delivered to us over the internet. Means you don't have to maintain your VM on your own laptop. Someone else is having the infrastructure, how much someone else is having the data center where they could put the servers over there, right? Means like AWS or GCP or Azure. They are having their own, they are managing the data centers. You can create a VM on their data centers and use it. Means you will be using your infrastructure created on someone else's data center, which is nothing but a cloud provider. Is that making sense? Right? You will not be working on the underlying resources, the backup, disaster recoveries, maintenance, all of that would be taken care by cloud. So that is what is demanding computing resources delivered over the internet. And it's self-service. You don't need a separate team. You can just go to the console of AWS or GCP and create your infrastructure. It is metered. Means you pay for only what you use. If you have used for 2 hours, you pay only for 2 hours. If it is in your own laptop or your own data center in the company, they have to maintain it for all the 24 hours, even though they use it only for 2 hours. Right? Is this clear, everyone? So that's where cloud comes in. So for our learning or even the companies were going for cloud means we will create our virtual machine on cloud and use it for our learning so that you don't have to expand your resources irrespective of your operating system, either Mac, Windows or Linux. You don't have to install any hypervisor or anything. Just go to cloud and create some VM, connect to it from your local and use it. So how to create a free account on AWS, how to connect it and all we will learn. We'll create a free account. Get ready with the free account. I'll share you the documentation. You can create a free account from your end. Are we good till this much? Can I proceed or any questions in this part? How to do it? What are we using? Which I'm covering in upfront. Don't put the questions which I'm covering in the upfront, but let me know if this is clear till this part. I'll be covering what you should do, which instances will create as we progress.
Ma'am, what is the difference between monolithic and micro?
Kernel types. Those are the different kernel types. Microkernel is in the Windows, monolithic is in the Linux. Different types of kernels. Any
Thanks,
more questions?
Preethi. I'm good.
Right. Okay, so now we can go to AWS and create a free account. So you can do it from your end, go to your LMS or lab assignments from here also. You can go, of course, you should have access. So go to LMS so that you'll have access. Linux lab assignments. Okay, you can go here. Sorry, 1 minute. Rather than lab assignment, you can go to the lab notes. Sorry. Lab notes where you have the screenshots also available. Lab notes. Okay, lab setup on AWS. CEC2 instance creation. Open this document. Here you have the URL, how to create a free account, everything with screenshots. Like you create any Gmail account, you can create an EC2 free AWS free account and create an EC2 instance. Let me show you AWS. Go to AWS sign in page, you will see create new AWS account. Okay, just give here. See, try AWS at no cost for up to 6 months. You will be given 100 USD dollars, which you can use for free up to 6 months. So put some email ID, account name, and proceed with it. I'm not going with it because I have the account already. You can navigate through it. It's simple, like you create any other accounts in the Gmail and all. And so once you go here, create a free account, right? You would be able to create EC2 instance. And in this process, you would be should be providing your debit card or credit card details. That's mandatory for your validation, but it will just take 2 rupees or so. It will also credit back. It will debit 1 or 2 rupees and it will also credit back for verifying yourself. So go through it and create a free account. Screenshots are available here. They might be a bit older screenshots, but you could understand the crux of it. So you can go through it and create the EC2 instance. So today go ahead and create an account, because you should keep your cards ready and all. Go and create an account from your end. Anywhere if you're stuck up, post those queries in the WhatsApp group. Private WhatsApp group is created for all the registered students, right? So post your queries there if you are stuck up with the AWS account creation. And get ready with the account by tomorrow. Are we good? So tomorrow we shall create EC2 instance and then we'll start the hands-on of Linux basics. And once Linux basics are done, we'll go through Jenkins. Then comes CI/CD part where we'll integrate GitHub. But yeah, tomorrow we shall create this EC2 instance, but get ready with your AWS free accounts. Any questions, post them in the WhatsApp group. Today, now we can get started with our lab. We can get started with our lab with our remote repositories. So let me know if you are good to start the lab. Shall
Yes,
we proceed?
Preethi.
Right. So just go to your local, and this is the first command. We are going with the hands-on lab now. So go to your local repositories, run this command, git remote add origin. But before that, what you should do? Go and create a free account on GitHub. I'll wait for you. Confirm me once GitHub account is created. Free GitHub account is created. Be interactive and responsive so that I'll understand like where are you, what you are doing.
Preethi, I have GitHub account. I created.
Great. So go and create a new repository here. Whoever have not GitHub account, create an account now. Can I know how many of you are doing along with me?
I'm doing.
I'm creating an account right now.
Right. Thank you, Sneha, for confirming. Thank you, Jahnavi, for confirming. Nishant, Ravindra, Sabyasachi, I believe all of you are doing the hands-on.
Yes, ma'am. I'm creating the GitHub account.
Right. Once you are all done, like as and when someone have completed the account creation, let me know. The commands are there in the lab assignments PDF also. Go through the PDF and get the
Now I
command.
created the account. What shall I put the repository name?
Anything of your choice, repo one, anything you can give. Repository names are your choice.
Okay. After this we have to do git remote add origin, right?
Yes, do git remote add origin.
Okay.
Ma'am, how to create repository?
పెట్టావా సిద్ధుకి జాంకాయ Tell me.
A repository. I'm creating a repository. There, a dashboard is there on beside that.
Create.
Dashboard is around.
At the top, we have the dashboard and 3 lines. There, I have to
New.
go and have to create the
New.
repository.
Yeah, new and create a repository. You should go to new and create a repository. Use some name and create repository. Once created repository, you have to get that URL and do git remote add origin and that URL here. This is the command you should use.
README is for what, ma'am? Oh, it told.
Some description about the project. What is this project type and all? README works like a some
Okay, some
information. Don't create README for the first time. Create it in the second repo. Create an empty repo first.
repo_1 created, ma'am.
Now come to local and run git remote add origin that URL. Give that URL.
Oh, good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, good morning.
Hello,
Yeah, hi Swapnil.
ma'am. I have created account 10 days ago in AWS. It is working, but sometime it asks MFA device name. So what does it mean, ma'am, and what I have to enter there?
Like it's a multi-factor authentication, like two-factor authentication you have in Gmail. So you can use Authenticator app, install Authenticator app in your phone, in your mobile, so that when it prompts for, you should give that code which is generated in that Authenticator app.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, that command you're running, right, ma'am? So you're running on report to right, ma'am?
Which one? You have to run it in the Git demo. See, when you are connect to the repository, this is the one I cloned repo to. You go to your Git demo and do it.
So I created the repository. I need to download
Go
the
to
repository now.
yesterday's repository. You need to go to your yesterday's repository, yesterday's local, which you created with Git in it, and then run the Git origin command.
Okay.
So have you all done this? Git remote add origin command. Once it is connected, you should be able to see something like git remote -v. It should show you that connection once you run that command. Then you can run push pull commands. Push pull commands, I'll share it here. They were in the lab assignment. Or from the document, you can download the document in the Zoom chat where you have all the instructions. Here are the commands. Download the document from the Zoom chat. You have the pull push commands here.
Ma'am, are these documents on the website also?
Yes, yes, of course. They are in your LMS under the lab notes. They are available.
Okay. Ma'am, I did git push origin and got the repository and got the local files in the repository.
That's great. So you have done the push. Now execute the next part, like to create some files on remote, pull to local. Those scenarios are available here in the, okay, go to the lab notes, same lab notes like I have shown you. Go to Git. Just a second, please.
Ma'am, I'm in git remote -v. Up to there I've done. So I need to follow you or how to?
Yeah, you have to follow this document. Go to this page, lab assignments, Git, open this Git one. And here is the remote repositories class 2. And here is the remote repository. You have done till this much, right? Here are the commands. Git push origin master. All right. Create the branch. If you want, you can create new branch. Get push origin branch. Just branch names are feature B2. You can use B1, B2 also. Deletion, deleting the branch. You can work on this. This page is available for all of you, right? Do you have access to this? Whoever have registered should be having access to this one. That's the link I have given there. Have you completed till this much? Git push.
What is that hyphen u, ma'am? Git push hyphen u means?
To origin. Unset origin. It is just to unset origin and then push it if origin is already set. You can ignore that flag.
So I have to be in the master branch, right, ma'am?
You can be in any branch and push.
If I'm in B1 branch, if I can push the master one.
Yes, you can. If for one project you have done deletion, go to another project. Create one more project, repo to on remote. Go to your desktop and clone it. So if you have completed that, create another repository and go to some other location on your system and do git clone. You cannot do it in the same folder. Just go to some other folder and do the git clone with that particular URL.
Ma'am, if I get like connection timeout, port is 443.
Connection timeout, when are you getting that? Where are you getting that?
In terminal, means I was doing in VirtualBox. So we need an internet connection, right, ma'am?
Yes, of course. Why are you
Okay.
doing in VirtualBox? I
Just
told you
I have the net connection, so I done
have the
on that.
same environment as me and do the hands-on.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might be different errors. Troubleshooting them wouldn't help you learn the actual subject. Have you all done with the git clone command also? Git clone command is your git clone and the URL. And then once it is cloned, the repository name, you should see a directory. Go to that directory and do git remote -v. Any questions from anyone? Anyone stuck up anywhere? Have you done the Git clone part?
And that address, how you got that one?
Go to
That
the
reporter.
repositories. Once you create a repository, you will get it here. Code. Under this link, you will see this HTTPS. Copy
Okay,
it.
okay, okay.
So in the starting we added an origin.
Hmm.
Now we created a different repository. So how do we push the code to this repository instead of the origin?
You have to add another origin, like git remote add origin one. Give another name, add this new link, then git push origin one.
Okay.
So origin must be up to Preethi only, right, ma'am? Not like report to
Your repository URL.
full.
Report
Okay.
this URL.
Okay.
Your repository URL it should be.
Cloning also same thing, and for origin also same thing, right, ma'am?
Hmm.
For cloning also same URL, and for repository also is
Clone
same URL,
another
right?
repository. Clone another repository. Why to clone same repository? Go to some other folder in your local machine. Clone, create one more repository and clone that one.
Okay, okay.
So once you do git clone, again git remote -c and the same commands, git pull origin, git fetch origin, git merge origin. All of this should work. And a separate Zoom link will be shared with the registered candidates. Today is the last trial class. So make sure you are enrolled and get the Zoom link and got added to the private WhatsApp group for support from tomorrow.
For payment, I need to contact Raj, right?
Yes, yes. Fetch merge commands, and that should complete the hands-on for this. There is another thing, pull with rebase, like the same conflict scenario, you can replicate that. First complete these basic commands and then try with a pull with rebase on your own. So whoever have not completed the next part, like go to the clone part and execute these things. And the pull with rebase, you can try from your end. It is same like a merge conflict, which we got yesterday. So pull with rebase without a conflict and with conflict, you can try them from your end. The documentation steps are available here. It will take some time, so you can also try from your end. Any more questions, or if you are stuck up, feel free to put your queries in the WhatsApp group. And today is the last trial class, so make sure you got yourself registered to unblock any terminations in the class. Any more queries, do let me know. All right, then. Thank you all. Good day. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. Thank you all.